So I love to collect things. I'm standing in a game room right now. It's probably one of the most famous game rooms in the world. Millions of people have seen it across a variety of different YouTube channels and my own main gaming channel. I've collected vintage guitars from the time I was 16 years old. I've collected art, I've collected coins. I love collecting things, including collecting watches. Now, I love luxury watches. I own a Rolex, I own a Tudor, I have an Omega Speedmaster. I wish I had more of them, but I'm not gonna lie to you. The watch brand I love to collect more than any other is Casio. Everything from their cheap little $20 watches you find at the store all the way up to the MTG series, which can cost thousands of dollars. I think Casio is super cool, and anytime I see another content creator post a video about Casio watches, boom, I just click on it. There's something magical about there being like a cheap watch that gives you so much satisfaction. You can buy a few of them every month and it's not gonna break the bank. But there's still a problem. Casio releases like 15 new watches a week. You can't keep track of them. And a lot of them slip through the cracks. Fortunately, you can always pick them up later, sometimes even cheaper. Hey guys, I'm RNG. I love freaking Casio watches. And let's talk about 3 underrated Casio watches that slipped through the cracks that you should probably pick up before it's too late. And I think you'll really enjoy them. That's the title of the video, by the way. Editor, throw that in there.
Nope.
First up, we have my favorite watch right now. This is the watch I've worn the most this month, and I never once saw anyone ever mention this watch. The only reason I even know it exists is I saw it on a freaking Instagram post where someone had one of these like artistic, you know, with a $10,000 camera with a beautiful woman like wearing it in front of like a window at the magic hour of sunset. You know, everything was perfect. And I was like, man, that watch looks good. I gotta go grab one. Hopped on eBay, paid $70 for it. But I think this watch maybe actually retailed for more than that, and it definitely goes for more than that a lot of the time. But you can still find deals out there. And it is the Casio Natural Diamonds. And the reference number, let me just pull it up here. It's A159W. It's just like the metal version of the freaking Casio F91W, but just like sophisticated out of its mind, right? They just took what everybody loves. What is it? The A158? The A158. That's the silver version, the illuminator version of the Casio F91W. Okay, this is one more than that. It went up to a 10 and then you turned it up one more, right? It's 159. This has the same case shape as the A158, okay? It is not an illuminator, okay? It has the crappy backlight from the F91W, which is a surprising choice. But they just decided to make this watch classy AF, okay? You guys know what AF stands for. First of all, right on the front of the face of this watch, it's all blacked out with gold lettering that says water resist. Of all the things you could make gold on this watch, the fact that they went with water resist is so funny. Not Casio, not the freaking reminders of what all the buttons do, but water resist is in gold. Below that and above the Casio logo are 2 tiny little tiny holes, and in them are mounted 2 natural diamonds. Yes, this watch is blinged out with 2 microscopic chips of diamonds. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care what light you look at, what angle. Those lights, those diamonds don't twinkle too much. But the holes that are there are very sophisticated. It looks like something's supposed to be. There's something there. What's in the hole is smaller than what should be in the hole, but there's a hole there. It just adds a different look to this watch. Now, functionally, there's nothing special about this watch. It works like every other Casio. But they did something interesting with this watch. 2 things above the diamonds. One, the bracelet is like Casio's version of a Jubilee bracelet. It's a 5-part linked bracelet. I thought this had the same bracelet on that the A158 had. I was gonna put a leather strap on this. I've got a really nice one from Vario that they sent me, but I kind of like this Casio Jubilee. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the best Casio bracelet I have ever felt. Look at that. 5 link. Man, what an upgrade, dude. That is crazy. It feels wonderful. I mean, it's super cheap, just like all the other bracelets, but just having those extra links adds so much to it. In addition to that, the crystal of this thing has facets on it like a diamond. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different facets. which you can see here. You see how it like catches the light at different angles? It is like a diamond. They cut it like a diamond. What a freaking cool idea. What an awesome way to add some bling to your watch that nobody ever talks about or never thinks about or does or whatever. This little watch is an absolute banger. I think this is gonna be my dress watch. No joke. I wear a dress watch fairly regularly. I wear a Rolex Submariner sometimes. I realize that your dress watch needs to be like, because I'm a musician, and musicians wear all black, okay? There's an old saying, the only time you should ever wear black is when you get married, at your funeral, and if you're a musician. So I wear all black. Can't really wear like a blue and gold dress watch. It's gotta be black and silver. So I've been wearing a Rolex Submariner. It's kind of hard to play guitar while wearing that Submariner. It's a little heavy, it's a little clunky, it's a little big. This looks perfect for that. So this is gonna be my dress watch. I paid 70 bucks for this off eBay. I've seen some go for $200. I think it retailed for like 100 and something bucks. Don't hold me to that, but you can still grab these for about 70 bucks, and they are super cool. So grab one if you think it looks interesting. I can't imagine if you like Casios, you wouldn't. Now, we already talked about the F91W. Everybody knows what the F91W is, but have you heard about the F94W, the Bumblebee? This is my most worn F91 style watch that I have. I absolutely love this thing. It's so interesting with that little wheel up in the top right of the display of this. And the fact that the display has this like sunburst almost gray with the yellow is just wonderful. I wish that this was more commonly found, and I wish they made it in a variety of colors. Although orange is my favorite, I think it'd be cool to have like a blue and a white. Could you imagine this watch in all white with like a light blue face on it with like peach colored trim, like just a perfect beach watch? That's what that would be. But as it is, it's really cool. I love this thing. I will say though, listen to this. The bracelet's a little squeaky on it. It's the only watch I've ever had that did that. I don't know if it's made out of like cheaper rubber or resin. It feels a little bit different, but this is super cool. It just is an F91W. You have like the multiple time zones, the alarm, the stopwatch, the timer, all the stuff you would expect from an F91W, just with a different aesthetic. I happen to like this aesthetic a lot more than those because I just love the gray and yellow. It just looks so like cool, but it's essentially the same watch that costs 50% more for no reason, right? It's just more uncommon. But this is a great little watch. I did a video not that long ago where I took the aesthetic of this and I made a custom Casio out of the countdown timer. There's a yellow and gray countdown timer, and I combined the faceplate of that with a standard brushed silver and black. And that's my favorite Casio I own. I love that watch. It's one of my most worn watches this year. The only reason that I liked that watch was because it was the aesthetic of this one. I just want this to stand out more. That's all I want. These are either extremely easy to find and you may find them sitting on Amazon, or there may be none on Amazon and it'll take you 6 months to locate one. But they're great to have. I believe this one was about $24, which is totally reasonable for a watch that I've worn, 50 times already. 50 cents a wear? I can live with that. I've had my Rolex now for a year and it still like costs me $380 every time I wear it. I'm just kidding. Not really. In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, like I have this app where I track how often I wear my watches, and you put in the price and then it calculates how much it's cost every single time you've worn the watch. This watch is like below 50 cents. These are very popular worldwide. Like I said, about 20 something dollars. Great watch. I got this next watch as a Christmas gift or a Father's Day gift. Either a Christmas gift or a Father's Day gift from my mother-in-law. Thank you so much for that, by the way. And I had never seen this watch before, ever. I did not know this watch existed. How she found it and I didn't, who knows? But I have said, and I will say this, the very best Casio that isn't a G-Shock is the World Timer. The Casio Royale, that's gotta be their most popular watch. Beautiful, aesthetic, looks retro and sci-fi at the same time. It is the full package. You can grab it for dirt cheap. But what I didn't know is they make the same watch, the World Time, with a round face on it. This is the Casio Illuminator World Time in silver and orange. I'm sure it's in multiple color schemes. The reference number is AE1000W. So it's older than the regular World Timer. That's the AE1200. This is 200 Casio points less than the regular World Timer. This little thing right here has been a great workout watch. For running or exercising, things like that, the roundness helps. I will say this, if you're doing a bench press or something like that, the edge of the freaking AE 1200 can catch your wrist. If you're like doing push-ups or something like that, it will catch. This will not. It is well fitted. It fits better. The downside to it is, I don't think it's aesthetically as pleasing as the square one. Also, the crystal on this is very pronounced. There are two little pieces of plastic right here that give it a little buffer. But dude, if you hit this on something, it is scratched. There's just no two ways about it. You can take some polywash and buff it out, but it is more prone to damage. Now, it has all the same features as the regular world timer, but it's just kind of inverted. It has that strange compass layout up in the top right. That's just a second time zone or a clock. The little outer markers, the hour hand, or sorry, the second hand, and then you have an hour and a minute hand like normal. Then you have your little time zone map over on the left where you can show the different time zones you're in, and then at the top's where all your alarms and stuff are. This watch does so much stuff. It can track 3 time zones. It can switch to any time zone. You can have multiple countdowns. You can have multiple timers, multiple alarms. It is like one of the best watches ever made, and I think it's really cool. Now, I would not say if you're gonna buy one Casio that this should be your first one. If you already have a world timer in a normal color, maybe get this as your second one, that your knock around, your beater Casio, because this has the feel of like a G-Shock, but with like a $25 or $30 price point instead of like a $50 or $100 or $150 price point. Super cool watch. I love it in the orange. Orange is probably my favorite color, and I enjoy having it because it stands out. But like I said, don't go for this for your first watch, right? This is a white t-shirt kind of watch. Well, there you go, guys. 3 Casios in my collection that I think you should add to your collection. If there are other interesting Casios that you don't think I know about, put them in the comments down below. And while you're down there, do that for me. Subscribe to the video, give me a like, and freaking hype the video. That's the new thing that YouTube wants you to do. So do that. It'll help me out. I am RNG. This is my hobby watch channel. I have a main gaming channel called RNG Gamer. That's where the RNG comes from. If you like video games, you like video game collecting, check me out over there. But if you just like watches, so do I. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad I'm here, and I'm also glad you're here. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.